Let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
Hello. This is Adolf Vega from 3D or 2D.com. And welcome to 3D releases for January of 2019. What can you expect in the world of 3D coming to you beginning of the new year, 2019, in January? Well, this podcast will tell you all about it. Let's start things off with 3D movies. We got a whole lot of nothing, which is fine because November and December of 2018 was very busy time. So it'll give you the opportunity to catch up if you haven't seen Aquaman or Bumblebee or whatever. You know, you get some time. Or you can watch new releases like Glass, which I'm interested in, but I don't really know that much about. I know it's like the Avengers of the M. Night, superhero movies, but I haven't seen Unbreakable in over 10 years, and I have not seen the other ones. So, I don't know. But that's neither here or there. That's not a 3D release. That's a 2D release. It should be 3D, but neither here or there. So, yeah, let's just move on to Nintendo 3DS and or new 3DS. So we got actually 3 releases this month, which is kind of rare lately for the 3DS. 3DS is getting very few games here and there. So the first up is RTO3, Reptile Takeover, coming out on January 3rd, 2019. And this is a first-person shooter. Let me give you some more information. The lunar base where you are stationed as part of the security forces is under siege. Having just escaped from enemy captivity, you are now on your own, and you must fight against overwhelming odds to survive. Featuring large and complex levels with non-stop action, RTO3 is a first-person shooter which will help you keep you entertained for many hours. So, it's a first-person shooter on 3DS. I haven't played RTO1 or RTO3 or 2, so this is the third one. It might be good. It's made 2 different predecessors before this, so it should be pretty good to keep going at this point. Our first-person games are pretty rare on 3DS anyway, so I'll give it support. This game costs $10, $9.99, so not a terrible price. All right, let's move on to Mario & Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. So this is actually 2D only, which is disappointing. This is a remake of Bowser's Inside Story, which is a Mario & Luigi RPG game. It came out originally on the DS. This is coming out on January 11th. And, this game, I played the original. I liked the original. It just kind of dragged on. It felt too long for what it was. You play as Mario and Luigi, and early in the game, you get sucked into Bowser. And they are actually in his gut. And you're exploring Bowser's gut. And that has you could actually solve puzzles and influence what Bowser does in the overworld. And, there's a whole nother subplot there. And it's funny, it's interesting, it just drags on. I feel like the game, it has like a false ending, and I just didn't really care that much. I liked it, but I don't know, this remake doesn't do anything for me. They already remade the first Mario & Luigi game, so this one is just like, okay, I guess you're gonna give something for the new 3DS to have, or the 3DS to have, so I don't know about the Bowser's Jr.'s Journey thing. I guess that's just a way to give more content. It's supposed to be like a sub-story of what's happening according to Bowser Jr., that's a whole different side mission thing. And Fawful is back, which Fawful is a fun character. So if you never played it original, yeah, I would say get it. But just know that it drags. So the next and last new 3DS game. This is a new 3DS game, not original 3DS game. Is Operation Cobra, coming out again on January 11th. This game, you find yourself stranded in an unfamiliar place, surrounded by mud. You have no chance of escaping this zombie-filled island. Your only chance of survival is to fight off the zombies. So, yeah, this game. It's $2.99, so it's not too expensive. The graphics look really, really bare bones. Like, basically, some kid do this in school, and he's actually going to put it up on Nintendo eShop. You know, it looks kind of like Minecraft, kind of basic. I don't know why they emphasize being stuck in mud or zombies. Okay, sure. Bowser's Inside Story, by the way, is full price at $40. So, yay. So let's keep going here. What's coming out on 3D Blu-ray? So 3D Blu-ray, we get one release. And unfortunately, this release is not coming to the US. It's coming to the UK. And it is a probably the fourth or fifth re-release of Frozen, the 2013 release, which everyone knows. And you either love it or you hate it, or I don't know. I think it's basically those two options. You know, this was a huge hit. You know, people saying "Let It Go," and little girls were wearing outfits of Elsa everywhere, and it was a huge, big deal. And so they're re-releasing this DVD. And what do you get from this? You know, this has a new art book, and it has a new steel cover, and I don't know what the other special features were in the previous versions, which I don't even know how many versions there are of the DVD or Blu-ray. I assume this would be at least the second, maybe third, but you never know. Some Blu-rays may have multiple ones. But yeah, I mean, it has the trailers and it has making of features, so it's what you would expect from the Blu-ray. You know, it has a art style that the outside of the box has like a pinkish, bluish kind of art style that not really for me. But I mean, Frozen is not really for me. I'm not a little girl. It's a fine movie. I like it. I'm not interested in owning it or watching it a second time. Frozen 2 is coming out at the end of 2019, so it makes sense that they would re-release it, but it makes more sense that they would hold off and re-release it closer to the release date of the sequel. That way, hey, just in case you haven't bought it and watched it 100 times already, buy again! But apparently it's coming out in January. January 28th, by the way. And it's a Mondo X Steelbook. So, I don't know anything about this. Apparently Mondo Steelbooks are a big deal in the UK. And several movies come out or get re-released in the Mondo Steelbook version. So, yeah, that's basically it for the 3D releases for 2019 of January. So, January, beginning of the new year, first month, and you get this to look forward to. I let you decide if you want any of those releases. So that's going to be it for the 3D releases coming in January of 2019. Thank you for listening and for watching. Bye. All right, before this podcast ends, I want to give a thank you to my patrons. Right now, we have one patron, which is David from Spain, and I want to thank you for your financial support. All right, so that's going to be it for this podcast.
We now have a Patreon, and the link is in the description. Thanks for watching.
And we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, a little bit everywhere. Just look for us, 3D or 2D. And of course, review us on iTunes. And if you want to write us a letter, our email address is email3dortwo2d@gmail.com. So that's going to be it. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye. Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.